Yeah, well, it wasn't just me; it was an entire team effort. I mean, I would be remiss if I didn't mention, Quick Banchero's effort defensively. Jason Perkins guarding KJ McDaniels and making it difficult for him was really key for us. And those guys have been consistent all year round for us. So, yeah, Paul went down, but we felt like we had nothing to lose. And it was Christmas Day. Like, what are we supposed to do? We're hoping for some kind of Christmas miracle, and luckily we came out with the win.
Yep, that was a great win. Paul Harris was out early, and you guys really stepped up your game. But let's talk about your assist numbers, Matt. We all know you're a hooper. You can get buckets anytime. But is it is it a plan for you? Do you do it intentionally, just finding your teammates for open shots and really involving them, especially this conference?
I mean, you know how it is, Dario. You're a point guard too, so you
Yes,
played
sir.
the game. You know that you got to get your teammates involved. Especially for me, I've learned before in seasons past on Phoenix with me being taking the bulk of the scoring. Sometimes at the end of the games I'll be gassed out, and a lot of times I realize my teammates aren't even involved in the game because I've been taking all the shots. So I've learned to, as I've gotten older, I've learned to trust my teammates more, get them involved early on in the game. So at least, if I get doubled in the crucial time of the game, I kick out to them. They're already warm and they've been in a rhythm all game and they can hit that shot. So I've definitely put more of an emphasis on trusting my teammates, getting them involved, and a lot of it is the defense that teams are playing on me now. Teams are trapping a lot more on every pick and roll. So I have no choice but to give the ball up, and now I'm finding the right spots where guys are rolling, guys are popping. So it's just, I guess, maturity, experience, and the way that the teams are playing me different now is causing me to have to pass the ball more. And luckily, we have the talent to make teams pay for that.
Yeah, you know what? It's really funny because, Jegs, I don't know if you follow Matt on social media, but I think after the first game week, he posted a highlight of himself and said, "Past first point guard." And I'm like,
I love it. I love it.
I remember, I take notes. Matt, you look at the record that Phoenix had. You had a 2-game skid and finally getting the W here, going on to a little break. How big was it to get it at this point to make sure that, you spend the break with a smile on your faces?
Absolutely. You always want to end the year off with a win, just to cap off the year. It's a good way to go into 2022. So, at the end of the day, we just wanted to win that game really bad. And we knew that NLEX was due for a loss eventually. And, now that I'm watching the highlights right now, I just remember how well Justin played. And, we're so happy with Justin finally coming back and playing like we know how he can play, because when he's playing like that, I think, we're a semis bound team for sure.
Well, let's talk about your Player of the Week award, Matt. Is it something that you try to achieve, especially, is it at the back of your mind, or is it just a bonus for you guys when you win games?
Player of the week, that could go to anybody. Anybody can have a good week of basketball. That's not that big of a deal to me. I'm honored, obviously, to win it, but I know that as long as you put in the work and you put on honest day's work, you're in the weight room, you're getting shots up, you're doing the right things, you're listening to coaching game plan, and you're playing basketball for all the right reasons. I think all those accolades will follow you as long as you're doing the right thing.
Yeah, looking at the guys who were actually nominated for the Player of the Week, one of the guys in conversation was actually Justin Chua. I know you touched on him a while ago. But first of all, your reaction to his post-game interview, because he got excited. He got excited
And
and
the fans
there.
loved it, too.
And the fans loved it. Denise Tan didn't, but then, I don't know, maybe you can say sorry in behalf of her, but I don't know, Matt.
No, I loved it, to be honest. Because, Justin's not usually that kind of guy you wouldn't expect. Everyone knows him as, he's one of the nicest guys I've ever met. Sometimes I get mad at him for being too nice. But he came with an edge that day, and he was just excited, and he said what he said, but it was honest, it was raw, pure emotion, and I told him he had a little bit of regrets after, and I kind of made fun of him. I said, "No, man, don't regret what you said. You said what you said, how you felt at the moment. You just should have taken into consideration all the little kids in their pajamas watching Christmas." But I was still happy for him. He played a great game, so I'm sure people will forget about that.
Yeah, again, great game from Justin, but just a bit more on him. You said a while ago that he's finally hitting the strides that you expect of him, what you've seen him do before in the past. He had a fantastic bubble prior. How much of a boost would it be for you guys if Justin keeps on playing at the level that you know he can reach?
From a basketball standpoint, like offensively, he spaces the floor out, and everybody knows that the game has changed now. You need space. Big men shoot threes. So, Justin's our center. If the other team center has to guard him and they're all the way at the three-point line, that leaves the paint very vulnerable for attack. So, and just spacing for people like Chris and myself and, Ryan, RR, guys like that to attack the paint, to drive and kick. You really need that. And Justin, if he can space the floor out like that, which we know we can, we know that we're going to be a dangerous team.